Hi everyone. God has always had a plan to rescue his people. Today we're looking at a story that spans across a few chapters, Exodus chapter 3 to Exodus chapter 14. And in Exodus chapter 3, the Lord says, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I am concerned about their suffering. And the Lord was saying this because his people were slaves in Egypt. They were being treated badly. And then he says, I have come down to rescue them and bring them to the land flowing with milk and honey. And now this looks like an easy plan, but it was not an easy plan. And God recruits Moses, and he says to Moses, go to Pharaoh and ask him to free my people. And Moses goes to Pharaoh and says, free the Lord's people. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened and he refuses. And Moses goes back to the Lord and tells him what happened. And the Lord says, go back to Pharaoh. And this happens so many times. Moses goes to Pharaoh and goes to the Lord and goes to Pharaoh. And each time Pharaoh's heart is hardened. And in between this, there's so much of pain and suffering. And eventually Pharaoh sets the people free. But as they were fleeing Egypt, he has a change of heart and he goes after them with horses and chariots. And God's people say to Moses, they say, were there no graves in Egypt that you brought us to this desert to die? Because they were standing at the Red Sea and all the chariots were pursuing them and they thought surely they would die. And the same thing happened at the cross. When Jesus died and Mary went to the tomb and she found that Jesus' body was not there, the first thing she did was cry because she thought death had defeated Jesus. She thought it was over. But God raised Jesus from the dead and brought him to life. And the same thing happened in the book of Exodus. And in Exodus chapter 14, Moses says to the people, he believed in the Lord and he said, do not be afraid. Be still. The Lord will deliver us. And the Lord says to Moses, raise up your staff. And the Red Sea was parted. And God's people passed through the Red Sea and the sea closed behind them. The Lord rescued his people. The Lord always has a plan to rescue his people. Be blessed.